The body arrived at the County Forensic Center at 11:42 p.m. on October 14th, sealed inside a standard black transfer pouch with a hospital-issued identification band attached to the left wrist. Emergency room records confirmed time of death at 9:18 p.m. The deceased was identified as 32-year-old Daniel Mercer, a software consultant from northern Illinois who had collapsed inside his apartment parking garage earlier that evening. Paramedic chain of custody forms matched the intake signature logged by the morgue attendant on duty. At 12:06 a.m., his body was transferred into refrigerated storage unit C-14, while his personal belongings, including his smartphone, were cataloged and sealed inside evidence locker B9. Everything appeared routine until 40 minutes later, when Mercer's smartphone began moving through the building. The movement was first discovered by his sister, Rebecca, who still had access to their family location-sharing app. Shortly after 1 a.m., she noticed Daniel's signal shifting to the St. Demas Forensic Services Annex, the county-operated morgue attached to the regional hospital campus. At first, she assumed it was a GPS glitch caused by concrete interference inside the building, but the signal kept updating. It moved through hallways in slow, deliberate patterns, descending toward restricted service corridors beneath the pathology wing. According to the intake report, the phone should have remained sealed inside evidence storage. Hospital administrators initially dismissed Rebecca's concerns as delayed location synchronization, but screenshots in the app showed precise movement timestamps. At 1:22 a.m., the signal paused near the pathology imaging corridor. At 1:31 a.m., it moved into a lower service elevator shaft. Then it vanished for nearly 47 minutes before reappearing upstairs near evidence processing. Investigators became alarmed after discovering the phone battery level had increased overnight from 7% to 14%, indicating someone had connected the device to power. Digital forensic analysts reviewed internal Wi-Fi node connections and confirmed Mercer's phone had physically moved to the building between 1:07 a.m. and 2:11 a.m. The movement path aligned with restricted sections accessible only to a handful of employees. Surveillance footage revealed multiple hallway cameras had been manually disconnected during the exact time frame the phone moved through those corridors. Access control logs pointed investigators toward Leonard Voss, a veteran overnight pathology technician with nearly 20 years at the facility. His credentials opened restricted service doors minutes before the phone's signal appeared in corresponding locations. Investigators initially suspected theft after discovering evidence locker B9 had been reopened after intake processing. Mercer's charging cable was also missing, but the case became far more disturbing when analysts reconstructed motion telemetry from the phone itself. The device had been repeatedly lifted, tilted upright, set down, and moved again, suggesting someone was actively checking the screen. At 1:36 a.m., system logs showed an unsuccessful attempt to disable location sharing before the phone entered battery-saving mode and continued moving. Investigators later searched a hidden sub-basement utility room connected to an undocumented service passage beneath the morgue. Behind movable storage shelving, they discovered dozens of unlogged personal belongings belonging to deceased individuals processed through a facility over several years. Hidden inside biohazard containers were multiple inactive mobile phones removed from decedents before family release procedures. But Mercer's case exposed something larger than theft. His smartwatch, which remained sealed in evidence storage, recorded motion activity nearly an hour after his official time of death. Refrigeration records later confirmed his storage compartment had been opened twice overnight without documentation. Investigators concluded Leonard Voss had been conducting unauthorized body handling and undocumented specimen preparation inside the hidden sub-basement workspace to reduce overnight pathology backlog. Mercer's active phone unintentionally created a time-stamped digital map of the activity. When Voss realized the device was still transmitting location data, he attempted to disable tracking, recharge the phone, and possibly remove it from the building entirely. But the movement history had already synchronized remotely through the family tracking app. On November 6, Leonard Voss was arrested on charges involving evidence tampering, abuse of a corpse, theft from decedents, and obstruction of a criminal investigation. St. Demas Forensic Services temporarily suspended operations while investigators reviewed years of intake records and evidence handling procedures. Digital forensic experts later described the case as one of the clearest examples of passive smartphone tracking, exposing hidden misconduct inside a controlled institution. No witness saw the unauthorized activity directly. No employee reported it. No alarm activated. But the phone kept recording every hallway, every pause, and every attempt to conceal what was happening beneath the facility. The morgue log said everything was secure, but the signal told a different story.